Oh, yeah. Friday night. Can you feel it?
Oh, man.
Can you feel it?
Oh, my goodness.
Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to
Let's
the
go to bed.
Losers Lounge.
Hey, look at us. Look at these four idiots.
Man, look at us. We stayed up all late on a Friday.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock, almost.
That's pretty late, man. It's pretty late. I would rather be in bed, would you not?
Well, I mean,
I'm
yeah.
jealous of the people at home that are watching us from bed right now. Just in the warm covers.
Getting cozy.
All mad and watching us. Nuggets, man, I mean, I don't know. They gave us a little fun at the end.
Yeah, man, what if it's really all about the friends we made along the way?
I'm just saying that there were like calls to, hey, let's just start the Losers Lounge at the end of the third quarter. And had we done that, we would have missed by far the best part of the game. So Nuggets drop 114-106. Honestly, does not sound that bad when you hear it. It's like, hey, that's not bad.
Yeah, just so everyone's clear, it was that bad.
It was that bad. If you did not watch, I'll just save it for you. It was that bad. But maybe there was some coming out of this little slumber at the end. There's no shortage of things to talk about today. I got the full squad with me here. I got Brendan Vogt.
Well, surely Jokic won't make 9 field goals again.
Well, he won't shoot that many, though. I mean,
Oh, boy.
He's only going to shoot 26
Oh,
tonight.
boy. Hey, happy to be here. Happy to be here, as always.
Over here in a nice flannel, D-Lanco.
Guys, I took a little time off, took some time to myself, treated myself to some dental procedures. And again, this was worse.
This was worse,
These
man.
last 2 games have been worse.
You had 2 dental procedures, right?
Yeah, I did.
And 2 bad games, so...
Maybe
Is
that's
it possible? Was my defective tooth nerve the secret to the Nuggets' success?
Oh, no! You ruined it! You gotta go back, man!
Put it back! Put it back in!
Pain.
And then over there, Superstar Dev.
I just remember that Friday nights with the fellas used to be the best.
Remember?
It used to be so great. The bar used to be popping.
It
was
did.
Fun. We were popping bottles. It was Rocky everywhere. Those were the times. Oh, I missed the times.
I'm telling you
The
guys.
times.
Later in the show, Harrison Wind will be joining us live from Ball Arena to break this one down. And then, of course, on the ones and twos, we have super producer Cal. Guys, fast breakdown, shall we? God, I wish I had fewer notes here. I'll try to go quick. Murray, 2 threes.
sick.
Oh man, it's true. Your first note always tells the story of the game.
Flurry? I actually tweeted out. I was like, dude, that was awesome.
was a good tweet.
It was because, so Murray hits 2 threes immediately, and I checked the weather report, the literal one, and it literally at the top says flurries. And I was like, it's serendipitous. It wasn't. It was coincidental.
It's absolutely coincidental.
Randomly coincidental. It just snowed today. Back-to-back turnovers. Game is tied. There we go. We're back to normal. Rockets getting lots of second chance opportunities, out hustling the Nugs. Jokic can't make anything. That's a note I have in here. And then MPJ with the bench. He had 0 shots in the first quarter. 27-22 Rockets. Michael Porter Jr., though, starts out with the bench. A new stagger. Forget the Murray stagger. We're going with the Porter stagger. And guess
Michael
what?
Stagger Jr.
Knocks it down a 3. Knocks down a pair of mid-rangers. We're off and running. Then Jokic comes in and keeps missing bunnies. It was bizarre. I don't know what is going on, but he kept missing layups. KCP hit a 3 at the buzzer that saved the first half for the Nuggets. It was 52-48, and I felt like, damn, the Nuggets are going to win ugly?
Yeah.
How annoying. That's so annoying.
Yeah, that would suck.
Third quarter.
Easily the worst case scenario.
Third quarter, Jokic made one to start the half. Like, all right, slump over. Fred VanVleet started going in pick and roll and scoring on Jokic and drop coverage very easy. Murray had a 3 to cut it to 3. Then it went back up to 9. Then my note in here just says Jokic full-on slump. Nuggets down 16. Collapse. 40-point quarter. 92-74 Rockets. Fourth quarter, the game was kind of over, if we're being honest with ourselves.
A tip?
In the fourth quarter, with about 6 minutes left, the game was over. I don't even have any notes because I was just like, well, there's no point in notes. They're down 20. But then, out of nowhere, they go on an 18-0 run. 18-0. And it was like, are you kidding me? Are we actually going to have a weird fun night or something? And it came down to this. Peyton Watson had a layup on a fast break. He missed it.
Jesus.
Michael Porter Jr. got a tech.
Ugh.
Jamal Murray got a tech. Jamal Murray got another tech. Nuggets actually might have done this down the stretch if it weren't for all these texts and that missed layup. Like they found some life. So I don't know if we're encouraged or discouraged. Like we're clearly discouraged, but are we encouraged because that last little bit? I don't know. Dev, what's your big takeaway?
So I don't know if you guys know, but I've been in some relationships.
It's the first time
It's going to be a good. The
Bold
worst
night to
games are
pull
the
this
best
out.
losers lounges.
And the thing about it that I've learned about myself is I'm spoiled.
Yeah,
I like things
actually.
I like things to be perfect all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
This is true, actually.
And the thing is, I found out this week that Yoke is not perfect.
Oh, this
And I
actually
hate
doesn't
it.
feel good.
I hate it for myself.
Yeah.
Because other teams around the league, they get a 23, 16, and 5, and they're happy about it.
No, this was
They're
a bad.
excited about it. We get that, and we think it's the end of the world because he has been so incredible throughout his career that we truly did think that these times, these slumps, these things were behind us, and they're not. And if he's not playing to his, not full capacity, but just like Yoke, they don't win games. They just can't. It's not in them. So this was another game where he just was not himself. And when he's not himself, I'm not myself. I just want to say sorry to those girls
Say it
that
to
I've
me.
hurt.
Oh, I thought you were going to apologize to me for not being yourself tonight here on the show.
Whatever.
You know who he reminded me of tonight?
Me?
Joe Folk. 9 of 26 again. Another 9 of 26.
Weird time to pull the tribute out.
There it is,
Jokic.
man. He's doing it. He's just going in full Joe Folk. We discovered on the last one. I don't know if you saw.
I did that.
Yoke joins Joe Folk as a guy to take 32 shots and
Yeah,
only
listen,
make 28%
the
of them.
Michael was doing it against plumber things. Can we pull that up
Yeah.
one more time?
Dude,
Look at the
We
knee
have to go
pads
back to the
on this 60-year-old man.
The Richmond Steamrollers.
He
or
was
something.
truly a plumber. Look at those braces.
Where's
I was
the
just gonna
ball
say,
coming
like-
from or going to? I
No,
can't.
the-
Look at
yeah.
this photo. Is it being passed to the left, to the right? Like who is
The
passing
greatest
to who?
thing, you know somebody is terrible at basketball if they're wearing knee pads.
this guy's 45
No,
years old.
no, they're upside down.
I don't even know how to put them on.
First off, and then
Yeah,
look
dude,
at
that's a
how
whole
old do
thing.
you think that man is?
In that photo,
Yes.
everyone used to be a lot older than they are now. That guy's probably,
he's probably like 17.
that guy's in his 20s, definitely.
That's his rookie year.
Can you guys grow up and have a little respect for the history of the game, please?
That guy had lead paint poisoning. That's why
What
they were
happened
so
on this play? One more time.
Yeah,
Can
one
we just
more
look
time,
at the
Kel.
picture
Will you
one
just
more
tell-
time?
Bring it up.
Is this a pass? Is this a shot?
What? How is the ball
Where is the ball
behind
going?
The
him?
defender has the
There's
least
no way that
idea.
the pass is behind him like this. There's
Both look like they're passing.
is
for
the
being
ref
honest.
is the ref in
Both
jeans?
look like
What's
that.
happening in the back? What?
The ref is in a suit back
Oh,
in the back.
Well, it's the beautiful game, guys.
It
It's
is a beautiful game.
game.
Anyway, Joe Folk, Jokic, Joe Folk,
Joe
Jokic,
Joe
Joe
Fitch.
Folk, kind of, yeah, kind of goes.
Joe Fitch.
What's your big takeaway, D-Lane?
Man, that fucking sucked, dude. That is so brutal. It is wild how lost the Denver Nuggets are when Jokic is not Jokic. We've talked, it's come up before, like, are the Nuggets too Jokic dependent? In a word, yes, but like also, what is the other option? Like, you see what it looks like when the rest of everybody else is sort of left up to their own devices. It's fucking wild, man. Like, I cannot believe what I've seen out of Nikola Jokic the past couple games. Like, it leads you into dark, like, conspiratorial places. Like, you're trying to
So
explain things. You're like, is it what? Like, is he what? You can't even the shots he's missing are inexplicable. He's not like playing out of character. It's just like he's not hitting shots from like 2 feet away, and that is all he ever does. It is so confusing. It is so upsetting. But it also like reminds you just how important this guy is, not only to like the Denver Nuggets, but my life, like everything that I do in my life revolves around Nikola Jokic. My mental health has been shaken by this. You feel like, you know, like this is like another instance. I mean, we've entered an era where we expect Jokic to be good every single game because he has been good every single game. But like this is kind of what Jokic does from year to year, is like have these off games pre-Jokmas, which we're still staunchly pre-Yokmas, and so I'm hoping that like something happens and the switch flips a little bit. But my God, man, it's so wild to see Jokic look like that. It is so wild and it's so jarring.
It really, I mean, the worst part is I just did this whole thing about Jokic being from floater zone, how great it is. And honest to God, in 2 games, I don't know what the numbers are because they don't update. They'll update in like an hour.
Dropped.
Honest to God, I think he has dropped from the greatest of all time, which he usually is. He's
To
not
the worst,
year,
dude.
to like he's dropped to probably like 7th.
Like Gary Harris.
You know what I mean? Like he's probably
2019.
below a bunch of players now on the list. It's insane. What's your big takeaway?
My big takeaway is that I'm very hopeful that stretch in the fourth quarter did matter. The game was over, but the 18-0 run, they played like the Denver Nuggets and for like the first time all night. And obviously losing the first game at home feels worse than the road losses, and Jokic playing so poorly feels is scary and weird. But what was scariest was for 3 quarters in a home game, they looked like they didn't know what they wanted to do together, right? And Denver's biggest advantage coming into the season and in that 8-1 start is they knew, and I feel like we knew, what virtually any given possession could look like. And these guys seemed like sometimes they were coming down the floor and they didn't know. That's crazy to me. So I'm hopeful that the fourth quarter is a real silver lining, because you don't want to, like, what, did they just get monstered? Did they forget how to do it? So I know that was a bit of a fake comeback and run, but I'm hopeful that they at least saw themselves do it and that was something, because for 3 quarters it was like, what happened to you guys?
Right. They played a lot more free. I mean, they played with intensity, which I think is half the battle. Like, there was frustration from the team, I thought, tonight, and there was laziness or just like lethargy. Like they were playing like that. But down the stretch, it did feel like they were like, come on, guys, we play with intensity. We're screaming sometimes at the officials. We're doing something. The ball moves. Yeah,
we play with joy.
This was on the officials, man. Man, screw those officials.
Well, I'm saying they screamed at the officials, which was at least showed some emotion, My big takeaway, I'm with Dev, but so I'll go a different direction, but I just want to comment on yours, Dev, that it is weird, man. Like, it's not that Jokic's never had bad games. He's never had them as bad as these last 2. And that's why it's like happening twice in a row. It's like trust, like in a weird way. And not that everybody has bad games, but except for Jokic. And the fact that he has them now almost feels like this, like, falling from the fall of man or something, where we're like, hold on, this is weird. Now everything's a little different. If I went to the other takeaway, if I'm trying to just be basketball oriented, the Nuggets seem a little stale, which is weird because they were without Murray for all this while, and it's now with his return where they're starting to look stale. But tonight I thought that Houston, who they played for the 4th time tonight, Houston seemed like they knew what Denver was going to do. They knew how they wanted to guard him. This just felt almost like a game, like a playoff game, where they were like, all right, we know what they're doing. And Denver was like, oh, it's a regular season game and we're running to our same offense. They weren't getting a flow at all to their game. There's a lot of players that I think are contributing to that. Aaron Gordon being in a slump, this or that. But Denver just looks stale today. Like, their offense did not look fun or interesting or dynamic. It just looks stale. And we're too early to be in the dog days. It's not the dog days yet.
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of people are going to say that they won the championship and they're just kind of content, or like they're just not pressing. But the truth is they look like that. You just talked about it. One team, it looks like the playoffs when they play them. And when you are the defending champs, because everybody's going to say like they're not getting the calls, as defending champs, but also you have to have an intensity when you're the defending champs as well. People are going to give you their best shot, and we've seen some teams that are playing them extremely well. Houston looks like a good team because they keep playing Denver. Like, that's pretty wild. But they're playing hard the entire time, and Denver has to match that intensity. They do look stale. They look lethargic out there at times, and like kind of just without any type of rhythm right now. And they are working guys back. They're trying to get Jamal back, but you just have to come out with a different type of intensity when you're the defending champ. So it goes both ways.
It does feel like right now the 2-man game isn't getting like Porter and KCP involved as much.
Right.
Now, part of that is layer 1 is that Jamal finds Jokic in the floater zone and he scores every time.
Yeah, usually it's great.
Right? So that's the most important part of it. And so maybe it's almost like an understandable overcompensation from Jamal and Jokic. Like, yo, we got to get this down. We got to get this down. And they're going to it over and over. But these last two games are I think, outlier examples of, I mean, we really haven't said this many times in the last 2 years. You know, other people probably could have gotten involved more. But it's also like, it's not exactly a sin to try to win the game by them, you know, through themselves, because they've done it so many times. It hasn't worked out that way these last two games, and it's weird to watch.
It's really weird. There's a lot of details to break down on it. So let's take our first break, and on the other side, I think we might have to play a little blame game as a way of going through the players.
I blame Vogt.
I'll go with it if you're going with it.
I blame.
I'm not on a limb.
I hope that you guys give me them. Put them on the list.
It's like getting the Rockets for who's going to drop out of. Oh wait. Oh no.
Oh no, dude! Actually, Galaxy
man.
Brave.
Wait
Nuggets
a
are just
second.
trying to help prop them in so they get them in the first round.
Funniest outcome is that the Nuggets do watch our show and troll us consistently based off the last thing we said.
Actually, probably true.
Okay. Why did I start using Hero Bread? Well, I haven't yet, actually, but I have some friends who do, and some coworkers
I am
who
that
do,
friend.
like Adam. And one of the reasons why some might start using it is because they're looking for a low carb option to fit their lifestyle, or they have some dietary constraints. But by golly, you should not have to give up bread. Bread is a treat. Bread is delicious. Bread is one of those warm, happy silver linings in this dark joke of a life. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
it's what is.
Man, this ad read really got dark.
It's what humanity has subsisted off of for its entire existence.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bread.
So there's no such thing as a no bread diet. You just have a Hero Bread diet. Right now, Hero Bread is offering the DNVR family 10% off your first order. Just go to hero.co and use our code DNVR to save on Hero Bread today. That's HERO.co to save 10% today. Hero Bread. I meant all the good stuff I said, but not the depressing stuff. Oh man, speaking of healthy and awesome ways to like live your life and enjoy what you're putting in your body, AG1 is the perfect way to start the day. You should not have to keep track of all the different supplements people are pushing on you. You should not. Did I take the right ones today? Is it the right day of the week? Did I get? Forget all the pills and stuff, man. You just want a comprehensive solution. 1 scoop of AG1, 12 cold ounces of water, and you are off to a delicious, healthy start to your day. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, try AG1, get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/nuggets. That's drinkag1.com/nuggets. Check it out.
Do you guys have a favorite shirt? Like a shirt that you just have had for... What's the
Yes.
longest you've owned a shirt, Dev, that you currently own?
It's not the shirts that I keep for a very long time. It's draws.
That's way worse.
I have a pair of underwear for...
You've had it for a long
You're
time?
live on the internet.
You know what? Scratch that, Kale.
You've had a pair of
Yeah,
draws.
delete that. We don't want that on the internet.
Look at this shirt, D-Led. 20 years. See how busted up this shirt is?
Wow, dude.
Still love it, though, man.
You know
I'm
what?
telling
It barely looks 18 years.
20 years. I've been rocking this shirt since high school.
Have
Been
you?
rocking this one. It's so comfy,
when
man.
was
It's
your
just-
like definitive growth spurt? How old were you when you like really shot up there?
going into high school. 8th to 9th is like the
same.
biggest one.
It was hard
yeah.
for me. People were like, dude, slow
Yeah,
down.
you were that in high school? You were like the manager of a credit union?
Dude, this is a flannel, man. I used to wear this up to the mountains. This is outdoors, very warm. Not a dress shirt. We got to play a blame game. We have a new game. Throw it on there. The blame game. Oh,
Dude,
man.
you definitely should have added me below Jokic, but that's fine.
Even tidier.
It's a
tidy.
great funny.
That's a unique one. This is very different from the D-line style.
Listen, man, I had very little
You got
time.
3 minutes, 3 seconds to make it go.
It's better than the ATA graphic.
All right, Vogt, why don't you start us off
You're
here?
up first.
Spin
You're up
first.
that
Come on.
wheel. Who do we blame?
If it lands on that bright purple one, I'm walking off this set.
Oh, I hope
I'm not
so.
doing it tonight.
Aaron Gordon.
Talk about
All
it.
right, hold
Talk
on.
about a goddamn
Aaron
layup.
Gordon
Yeah,
tonight. Hold on.
I hate to say it to Mr. Nugget. I lucked out.
Okay, let me give you the stats here. Tonight, in 22 minutes, Aaron Gordon had 3 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He was a -12, 0 of 2 from 3, 1 of 5 from the field, 1 of 5 from the foul line.
Yeah, that's not great.
You can go anywhere with that.
So, an honest to God, actual AG conversation that is ready to be had, or I'm ready to have.
Yeah, no, it's kind of true.
So this is both playing the game and it's a real take. The not guarding Aaron Gordon thing is as bad as it's ever been. And partially because, and I love Aaron Gordon. I'm not trying to switch up. It's just the way things are right now. The shot is as bad as it's ever been. It really does look wayward, if not really just hopeless right now.
Wayward? You don't describe a jumper like that unless it's really bad.
Yeah, and
This jumper is wayward.
So-
I would say it's way off.
I'm like, that was me trying to couch it too,
I
like
know.
sound kind of nice.
It's like hiding behind some vocabulary.
It is true that Jokic is missing shots he normally hits. It is also true that he's getting fouled. It is thirdly true that that paint is packed, baby. And a big part of it is that Aaron Gordon's not making much of an impact. And then I would also say he brings a physical dynamic to this roster that no one outside of maybe Peyton Watson, who's a little skinnier, does. And we haven't felt that lately.
Yeah.
And we just, you get like, it's one thing for him not to be making the jumpers, but usually he makes up for it with that presence. And tonight he did not.
I think that's a good one. I mean, Aaron Gordon has been off to a rough start this year, and really lately, that bully part is so big. Like, he's not bullying anyone. There's nobody, he could have bullied everybody on the court tonight.
Absolutely.
He feels like he feels satisfied with the championship last year. Like he's not playing with hunger. He's like pressing. He's making bad decisions. His shot is bad.
Man.
He's not playing like it means what it meant last year. This is early season stuff. You don't really know where it's going to go, but he's a shell of himself, man. Like Mr. Nugget is Mr. Shell, dude. I don't know what to say. It's bad times right now.
One of the biggest things, and it was actually the biggest thing of the offseason, was AG's ability to blend in, fit in with the guys, and also how he became such a high IQ player next to Jokic, where he was like, hey, I don't have to run the offense through me, but I'm going to be part of the offense. I'm going to still be involved in some type of way, and he's not involved in any way. And on top of that, he's not making jumpers. He's not finishing around the rim. He's not playing great defense. Like, he's not
Better?
I didn't even notice him tonight. I didn't even know he was out there. And you can't do that when you're on this team and you're a huge part of this offense, because it's like, what are you bringing to the table? At times it feels like it's 4-on-5 out there right now, just because he's not in his zone, because he's not playing to his capabilities. And he was one of the most important pieces to that last year. So the production needs to be up, and he has to be better. But he was invisible tonight. Sad
times. We're eating our own. This is what it's turned into. Like,
Ruby Madness is tearing us apart.
This is early in the year. None of this will matter, hopefully, down the stretch. But like, this is bad right now. Like, these are bad games. Like,
yeah.
Is this meaningful? Does this have any lasting implication? Probably not. No, but like, yuck, man.
The Nuggets have these back-to-back on the road, and then I think begins their homestand, and also like Jokic right around the corner. And it does almost feel like every year we hit this low point right this week. Doesn't it feel like this is the whole idea of Jokic?
That is exactly that.
You have a low point.
We need the Festival of Light, which is just an onslaught of scoring.
Yeah, we just need it, man, in the worst way. All right, D-Line, you're up. Spin that wheel.
Give me Aaron Gordon.
We just did him.
Shit.
Yeah, sorry, he's gone, actually.
Give me Jokic. Come on. The bench.
Good luck on this one.
Is the bench to blame? Like, the starters were atrocious outside of that 18-0 run. They made completely masked what their stats actually looked like. But the bench is still the bench. Like, Reggie Jackson dribbled the absolute ball or air out of the ball every time he touched it. He shot horrific shots. Peyton Watson missed layups.
Peyton Watson, 13 points and plus 5. Like, but he missed a layup.
He missed a layup. He missed several important layups.
It's a tough layup taker,
dude. He is a tough.
Him and KCP on a layup off. It's going to be a rough one.
Watson almost jumps himself out of position.
Truly,
he's like too athletic.
The bench. You don't have a lot of faith in anybody on the bench right now. Like, Christian Brown had a decent game, sort of. He was fine. It's just you look at guys that are like either playing poorly or playing okay, and that's kind of where it lives. Like, we don't really have a lot to point to the bench. Truth be told, like, this was the worst one to get. This was not the bench's fault at all tonight, I don't think.
I'm surprised you say that. Julian Strother tonight in that first hit was a minus 15 in 4 minutes.
4 minutes.
But here's the thing. In the second half, Michael Malone said, forget it. We're not going to you. We're going to Justin Holiday. Minus 11 in 6 minutes.
It's bad. Listen, it's bad. But
I kind of think it is the bench. Yoke was a positive tonight.
Well,
Everybody
Yoke was a positive after that 18-0 stretch.
I know what D-line means,
Jokic was
actually.
minus 17 before that. Like
It wasn't just their fault
the
tonight.
boat was full of holes.
The
before
Vogt bench kept them in the game in the second quarter.
Yeah.
We're just getting nothing out of the bench still. Like it's still such a question mark. The most disheartening thing about these last two games is that this was supposed to be the time where the Nuggets are actually now fully intact, and we can start to look at what the bench
Right.
lineup actually
This
looks
is
like
it.
because we have Jamal in place, so Reggie goes back, and it's still a complete question mark. We still don't know if Zeke Nye should play a part. Like there's just no one you can look to. You're like feeling good about it.
Dev, can I ask you, because Julian Strother keeps having these where he's like minus 15 in 4 minutes, and I don't know that he has bad plays, but it's not like him. But I do kind of wonder, like, it's happening enough that I'm like, I don't know, man. You might need to just tighten this up.
I mean, numbers don't lie, right? Like everybody talks about that. And it is a lot of negatives when he's out there, but it also could be a part of who's out there with him every single time. And also, is it playing to his strengths? Because he's a gunner, he's a shooter, he has the ability to knock down shots, and he's not getting those type of opportunities. And I mean, he's not known for his defense and things like that. So if he's not shooting the ball, what is he out there doing? And this was a game where you don't blame the bench completely, but they opened the floodgates in that 5-minute stretch where they go down. You know, that was like a 19-0 run pretty much for them. They got destroyed in that small, stint, and then they started having to stagger in a lot of different ways. So if you look at just the bench, horrible. But then they started to put Jokic with them. They started to put Jamal with them, and things got a little bit better. This was not a good game by the bench. And there's also just people not stepping up. You still don't see the impact from Christian Brown.
Right.
Julian Strother has not found his own in a long time. We haven't seen a good Julian Strother game in a while.
Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan was with the bench, and he looked great as a starter, and he hasn't since then. It's just the bench, you can place some blame. They have to get it together, and also they have to go on these stints of scoring and also getting stops.
Yeah. Dev, you're up. Spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel, Dev.
come on with it.
This is a really
Come
fun
on.
game, dude.
You don't like it? I think it's kind of
No, I
fun.
do. It's just sad.
It is really sad.
It is fun, though.
Oh!
Try
Earmuffs.
it. Try it,
Earmuffs.
buddy. Try it.
MPJ.
Do I get to rebut tonight?
Michael Porter Jr. was to blame in this game. And you know why?
Plus 11 led the team in minutes in an 8-point loss.
Why has he not called guys out? Go back to calling guys out. He had a great game. Last game, he had a great game. He needs to say something about it. Be vocal. Tell people I need the fucking ball because nobody else is making shots like I am right now.
Incredible.
You don't got it going on. This guy's missing everything right now. He's in a bad spot right now. Guess what? I'm not. Give me the damn ball. And also, I know that blame is Michael Porter Jr., but also Malone. Why are you not putting him in situations where he's taking those shots? In this game, he had a good game, and these are no shots was for him. This was like
I know, it's so
feet
true.
not set, just getting shots up, stopping on, fast breaks. Like he created for himself in that, which I really do applaud that he was like, no, I'm going to be aggressive in this because they're not going through me. I'm going to create for myself in a lot of ways. And also, he didn't get just singled out on defense the entire time. He's grabbing rebounds. Like, what more does a guy have to do? I'm not the biggest Michael Porter Jr. guy on this set. There's another guy,
Adam
But
is
He's my guy. I'll do anything for him.
But there's no way you look at what they've been doing lately and the struggles that they have and say, this guy shouldn't be scoring. This guy shouldn't have the ball in his hands. And he needs to be vocal about it. Give me the damn ball.
Yeah, he is to blame in that way. He didn't ask for the ball. But if we're blaming him, he dropped that ball out of bounds when they were on their 18-0 run.
His hands aren't always great.
You did get
have
that's
tiny
right.
little hands.
That's
39 minutes tonight is actually insane, and he was a plus 12. Do somebody do the math for me? So that's minus 20 in the 9 minutes he was
Yes,
not on the court
he
tonight.
led the team in minutes, was a plus 11, and they lost by 8.
Yeah, I have plus 12, so it might even be worse.
That's crazy. Oh, I'm looking at. Oh yeah, no, I have plus 11, but still.
Huh.
He did get cooked twice by a point guard, though.
Yeah, he did. Fred VanVleet, who's kind of
A
a Nuggets
point guard
guard.
who's supposed to attack.
I actually thought Mike was really good
He had his
defensively.
hand right on that one
Tonight,
shot. He drained it in his
defensively,
eye,
in
man, but
general,
it was
he was
good.
Mike
tonight.
was at the level like you expect Mike to be at. Like no one else did. That's the
Why
thing.
did we put MPJ on this list? Why did
Thank
we put
you.
him
Just for
on there?
comedy,
Thank
just for
you.
comedy's sake, just to watch Brendan lose his goddamn mind,
It's
because
good
there was
content.
a chance that Brendan would
Because they
get
knew
it.
the devil was going to get him.
Yeah.
And they knew Vogt was just going to be staring at me the whole time. Like, I dare you.
I was, too. You
dare
couldn't
you.
see me off.
I will say there's one play. Actually, you know what? We'll keep playing. I'll spin the wheel here, Cal. Let's take a
Spin the
spin
wheel.
here.
And watch Adam get Jokic. It's
I mean,
disgusting.
come on. That'd be the easiest one
That's
to
what
get.
I'm saying.
Malone, Jokic, and Murray, huh? Let's see who I
These
get.
are like
Oh, that's the hardest one.
I wanted either of the other two.
I can't believe it's down to these three tonight.
Michael Malone. It's his fault because, all right, I'll say this. Dev had a great point. We don't know why Yoke's frustrated. We'll keep spinning the wheel here till we get him, but we don't know why he's frustrated. But I do imagine at least one, if not the reason, is because he feels he's getting fouled. Yoke got, or MPJ gets technicals tonight. You get technicals from Murray tonight. Malone, no technicals, man. No technicals. Yoke's losing his mind over here. I do think there's a little bit of defending your guy that Malone just needs to do at some point. To get him. And then again, the staleness of the Nuggets, to me, there is probably a little bit of this. And if I actually step back even further to try to go the real take, so I do think the staleness of the team is big. Not protecting Yoke's big. Malone was riding really, really hot early in this year, and the team was playing like really, really intense. And one of my things, if I try to make sense of the Nuggets, is to wonder, are they tired already? Did they burn a little hot to out the gate, and this is like they're hitting their February slump in December because they were tired from the offseason and this or that? Like, part of me wonders if Malone was the one guy not mentally prepared for the 82-game follow-up season. You know what I mean? We thought everybody would be more relaxed. I will say he's made more of an effort of that over the last 2-3 weeks, so it's not really a recent one, but maybe the price is due now. I don't know.
Yeah, when it comes to Malone, like there are questions about like what's been going on. The offense has looked stagnant. The bench still has no rhythm offensively. And that has been throughout the whole year where he hasn't made that. He still has not went to bat and got kicked out of a game for his guy, which you have to do. He's very frustrated. This was also a game that Jamal was very frustrated. Go out with them, like show like something, because that was a foul late in the game on Jokic that they called a jump ball. That was wild. You already lost the game. You already saw that your guys are very pissed off about what happened. Your two leaders on the court, one just got kicked out, one is pissed off about what just happened, and he's been frustrated. Ride off with them, because that's just what you do to show I have your back, and he just hasn't done that right now. So I do see that he's trying to switch a few things up. He's going with different lineups and things like that. But there's just a little bit more, at least attempts that he could be doing. I do love that he's giving guys short leashes. Julian Strother did not play well. Get him out of there. He tried, Holiday, didn't work. Get him out. Like, he is trying things, but just do more. Just continue to try. And that's what I see with Malone. Blame him.
It's your goddamn fault, Malone.
All right, let's take a break. On the other side, somehow fate would have it that we saved the best for last. So we'll have the worst for last.
I mean, that was also true.
Yeah, the ultra core. We just blamed everyone else.
We blamed everyone else.
Murray
This
and
is
Yoke are at home watching this right now. Like,
They're
hey,
like,
that's pretty dumb.
The
We're
wheel
really
of
off
the
the hook,
process
dude.
of elimination.
They're like, man, I heard on DNVR that the bench was to blame. This is unbelievable.
This is great.
MPJ, get into shape.
Game Time is helping you get in Ball Arena to see your Denver Nuggets.
Can you
huh?
imagine if somebody be out on Game Time for that? By the way, first time losing with the Big Four.
To
Like a Western
to a
Conference team at home. I
in
know that's a
Denver.
weird stat, but still.
But it's also like an actual stat.
It is a stat.
That's a bummer. Yeah, there's never been a better time, am I right? But in all seriousness, the Nuggets all have only lost one game at home. And whether it's the Nuggets, the Avs, or a concert or comedy experience, you can get yourself the best seats to the best events in Denver
Actually, hop on and buy my tickets to Nathaniel Rateliff.
for the best prices.
Buy those. I have them for sale.
You
on
can
Game
find
Time right
those,
now.
and when you use
We
code,
scheduled that holiday party.
What is his name?
These tickets for forever.
What's his
They
name?
moved it. Remember when they moved it?
You know whose fault it is?
The Nuggets?
Yeah, it was going to be tonight.
Yeah.
What's the guy's
Oh,
name?
they added the extra game.
Yep.
Yeah. Nathaniel Rateliff?
Does he play like Harry Potter?
Yeah. He's a Harry Potter guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
does he play Harry
What?
Potter? All right, I'm going to finish this read real quick. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off. I really am Ron Burgundy, man. I almost read everything they put in the parentheses.
Or Ron
out
Weasley,
DNVR. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed.
Game time.
And oh man, I was at REI today, bought myself a nice jacket, walked home in it, but here's where it gets relevant to the read. I was looking for gloves, and I saw the Hestra wall. Holy smokes.
There's a Hestra wall?
There's a Hestra wall of Hestra gloves there. And I've been doing these reads about the Hestra job gloves. Been very excited to tell you guys about the Hestra
so high
job
quality.
gloves. I just laid eyes on those Warlocks for the first time today. Holy smokes, that is high quality. Hestra's a glove company. They only make gloves. They've done that for 85 years. Don't use your ski gloves to do work. Don't use your mittens to do work. Laborers know, but sometimes when it's cold out, you still got to get stuff done with your hands. Enter Hestra. Go to www.hestrajob.us and use code DNVRJOB to get 30% off your next purchase. And if you're looking to supply your team with high quality work gloves at a bulk rate, go ahead and email Josh Jacobson at josh@hestrausa.com.
Yeah,
I
Mike
love when you
Malone.
get an actual guy.
Mike Malone. Email that. Get Aaron Gordon some work gloves, man.
He needs to get to work.
Guy needs to get to goddamn work.
That's a good point. You know what? Vote, because you did the ad reads, we'll let you spin that wheel again. We'll let you blame some more people today.
Yeah, can't wait. Do you
And
think they're
it's
watching?
Here comes back on the board. Oh, you got Jokic. That's too bad.
This is gonna be tough.
Yeah, this is gonna be a
Man,
rough
let's
one.
all.
Listen.
Let's sit up.
This doesn't feel good for any of
doesn't.
us, but this has to happen.
All right.
Whew.
After the worst shooting performance of his career, Jokic tonight went 9 of 26. Same amount of field goals he made. Only 6 fewer field goals, I believe.
It's kind of good. Nice, I guess.
Yeah, it is improvement. Only 5 assists this time, did not get the triple-double, and 3 turnovers. Wasn't just the missed shots. That turnover he had to Reggie Jackson in the corner down the stretch when it was still a game.
Man, I can't believe he's the one that ended the run.
That was bizarre. Now, a lot of contact there, but whatever, man. Like, we are talking about the all-time... It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. I get this done for you, Denver Nugget.
At least he shut down Şengün, though.
No, he did not.
Oh,
he got
didn't.
absolutely wrecked by Şengün for 3 quarters. I do think in the 4th quarter, Şengün wasn't that good. But there were just, as hard as it looked for Jokic to score, which is so hard to believe, it looked that much easier for Şengün on the other end. And at times, he looked almost disinterested, a little sad. It was old Mopey Yoke.
We've had this year, man. Yep, Mopey Yoke was gone for 2 years.
Except
that guy
instead
was
of not shooting to be Mopey,
so true.
he's just refusing to make a
He
shot.
shoots now and then refuses to pass.
So, yeah. I mean, look, he's a +3 in that game. That's a game where he's got to be much more than a +3. And it's the second game in a row where you can make an argument, whether you believe it or not at home, you can make the argument that they lost a game because of their best player. And that's just, it's beyond bizarre to say into this microphone.
Dude, they 100% lost this game because of Nikola Jokic. He is the only person that should have been on this board. Like, nobody else played well because they don't know what to do when Jokic plays this
If you want to
poorly.
give me a shot at Jamal, I'll take it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like there's more. But look,
Dude, I'm
keep
telling
going.
you, though,
mostly Yoke.
You're right. I get what
I'm
you're
telling
saying.
you though, like it is so confusing as a fan to watch Jokic play this way. To be somebody on the court with him, where you're like, they stopped doing the 2-man game. Like players didn't want to pass it to Jokic. Like at a certain point, like when he got it, like everybody felt at unease because what is he gonna do with it? He wasn't dynamic in the slightest. He wasn't trying to make plays at a certain point. He was mopey. He was slow. He was sloppy. He was all of these things that you just cannot believe you're seeing Nikola Jokic do in the year 2023. We have seen, like, this is old Jokic. We thought we had buried this, move forward. This wasn't something we had to even consider anymore. And, like, diatribe aside, the man's a human being, obviously. Like,
right.
It's, in the end, his stats aren't even that bad. Like, the totals, the efficiency is horrific. But, like, it just, everything got messed up by his level of play. And you don't know what's going on. Like, there are a lot of things swirling that could be contributing to it. You don't know what's happening, but like in the context of what we're talking about, this basketball game, like Jokic's deeply inefficient game cost the Nuggets this game. It cost
And it's
them the
2 in a
last
row,
game.
though.
Yes, it cost them the last game. It cost them this game. You're not angry. You're perplexed. You're flummoxed. You're like, what is this? Is so confusing.
I'm almost like concerned. You know,
I
like,
am,
I'm like, is he
that's what I'm
okay?
saying. I'm not mad. Like, I want to go like give him a hug. I want to go like tell him everything's going to be okay. Like,
Man, he would love that.
I know.
Yeah,
Dude,
he would love
and
that.
If you have Jokic's address, drop it in the DMs.
Dude,
I
that's
would
what
love
he's
to go.
missing, bro. Go give him one right now.
But like, I mean, truly, it is so bizarre, and it throws when you truly play a heliocentric, which not truly heliocentric, but like when the fact that Jokic is the sun around the
he is.
universe, that where everything revolves for the Denver Nuggets, and when that is off, like you're fucked. That's it. You're fucked. So that's the end.
Vogt, when's the last time you seen a shooting star?
A shooting star.
I see them a lot.
You know what? I'm not observant. I don't look at the sky too
You're
much.
never looking at the sky.
Yeah, so when's the last time you seen one?
I think I was on shroom. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
think
don't
mine
know.
was
I don't
yesterday.
know.
Yesterday,
That's
or
what I'm
day
saying.
before.
But some people do. If you saw a shooting star 2 times back-to-back days, you would think something is
That's
up.
so true.
Something
That's
is
a
crazy.
fact.
This is weird. And that's what we're seeing right now with Jokic having back-to-back bad games. This is unnatural phenomenon. Like, it's not real. It doesn't feel real. We're in shock. And that's why we're acting like this. And then also, you just talked about a really good piece for it. As fans, we're crazy. Like, we're like, what is happening? They've been, with Jokic for, 8 years now? They probably haven't seen it in
No,
practice. They haven't seen it in games. They're like, what is happening right now?
Like if Adam just can't talk all of a sudden, we're like, go to break.
Or like Adam, do a film study. He's like, how do I rewatch
Bring up the
game?
bacometer. Oh,
There's been-
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like
It's a
even but like
disaster.
it's also he's openly frustrated as well with his own play. He's shocked about what's happening right now, and it's actually wearing on the team. Like everything revolves around Jokic. Jamal got kicked out of a game. That hasn't happened in a long time because
Yeah, dude.
his superstar is not regulated right now. He's pissed off. He's on edge. He's not the leader and the guy right now that he typically is. People are not playing well because Jokic is not playing well. Denver doesn't look well right now because of what's going on. So you want him to get back, but also you want to get to the root of what's happening right now. He's missing bunnies at the rim, and you can say a lot of different things. People are saying wrist injuries, things that's going on in personal life. I don't know, but all I know is that he does not look like himself, and everything is suffering from that. And we haven't seen this before, so it's weird.
It's really weird, man. This next game at Atlanta, like here's the thing is usually like the Nuggets need a get right game.
Yeah,
But you're
they
going
do.
at Atlanta, a place that's notoriously hard. By the way, it's Sunday game. That means they're gonna be there Saturday
Oh,
night.
God
no.
damn it.
Oh no!
No!
Atlanta famously difficult to play in because of their
Oh, God.
nightlife, and Denver's gonna be there on a Saturday night for a Sunday game. Oh, it is Monday. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's
You
way
know
better.
what? That's a big difference.
Oh, you're right. Nobody plays
Oh,
on
they're
Sunday.
probably all going to go to church together on Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. You want to
There's a
know?
lot of churches in Atlanta.
There are a lot of churches in Atlanta. You know what's weird? This is the classic Nuggets. They play all those games in a row, like doing okay. They get a nice little break to rest. They suck.
Yeah.
We're like, the Nuggets are tired. They need a rest. They
Yeah.
get a rest.
They get
We're
a
like,
big
we're
rest.
too much rest.
Or we're like, oh man, you can't really judge this team. They don't have their team together. The
get
team's
their team
together.
back.
The worst thing we've ever seen.
The worst thing you can do for the Nuggets is give them rest and make them whole. And then they're terrible. I don't know what's going on with Jokic. I will say that my panic meter on Jokic is still pretty low. Just because it's like 2 games is 2 more than I thought I'd ever see from him in his prime. But it's still not enough for me to be like, I don't know. We'll see. Jokic is a week away. I'd be shocked if he wasn't back by Jokic, like dominating and having some big games. All right, let's spin the wheel one last time.
What are we gonna get?
Make sure you spin it, though. That's what's most important.
Spin it.
Spin it.
Spin it, Kale.
Let's see who we get.
Okay. MPJ.
Jamal Murray. Oh my God, we got Jamal Murray. Dev.
Jamal is working himself back into his injury. Back from his injury, and he just
I think he actually might be working
he's
himself
working
back
his
into his
like,
injury.
back from injury, and the team just is not on the same rhythm. They don't have the same cadence, and they've been so perfect in that 2-man pick and roll. and they're not right now, so that's throwing him off as well. He's inefficient, but he's also like overcompensating for the fact that the guy that scores every single time in the most efficient way is not himself right now. So he's pressing, he's pushing at times that he doesn't have to, and he's just trying to make something happen. So I can't fully blame Jamal. But in this game, defense was not great. Very emotional. He got attacked at some of the worst times. Like, you got some rhythm, you got things going, you're trying to make a push, and we've seen this team do some, awkward things. They've come back from some unlikely scenarios, and this was another one that they could have, that he just ruined it. And it was on a play that they made a shot, and he was just so upset with the refs and just stuck on what's going on with the refs. And that's just frustration. You want them to get back to just playing the beautiful game, playing calm, playing through each other, and they haven't lately. And you can just see it on him right now. So he's just pressing, and I think he's going to get into a rhythm. But I love the fact that he didn't look super out of shape in this one. So I do think he's working himself back.
Wait a minute. In the course of the blame game, did you just say it's not his fault?
Yeah, that was a very good excuse-driven
What
blame
the
game.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, hang on.
Pass the rock. Murray, quit ball hogging. Throw it to MPJ over there.
I know how you love to do that.
Come on, man. All right. He just fumbled the ball.
I just dropped it.
On accident.
I just dropped it out of bounds.
Dang it.
I'm sorry, guys.
Dang it.
No, I didn't think he defended well tonight. I don't think he closed out well tonight. He was a little inefficient from the field, despite little pockets of seeming really hot. This was kind of like an anti-old school Jokic game where I was like, man, it feels like Murray has 40 points. And then you'd check and he did not at all.
Right.
But to me, I actually thought the balls just stuck a little bit too much. I thought he could have looked to get KCP and Mike a little more involved. I thought there was a lot of like dribbling or just this is going to be me and Jokic. Again, is that a cardinal sin? No. They've won a lot of games together. But Murray was doing a lot of dribbling, not a lot of shot making, a fair amount of shot taking, and I didn't think he defended very well tonight.
There's a play that if I were to do a list this weekend, which I doubt I do, but if I were to, I would put this one on. MPJ screwed up a switch with Michael Porter. He screwed it up. And Murray goes kind of gives this one, and he gives up on the play, out of frustration for Michael Porter. And I remember being like, dude, guys miss switches, and it was bad. Porter misses more than anyone, and it is bad. But you just play. Basketball, there's a mistake on almost every possession. You just play. And he almost was doing the thing where he was trying to exaggerate MPJ's mistake because he was so mad. Well, how's the play end? Offensive rebound, kick to Murray's guy. Murray's guy slashes through the lane for a layup and scores. And I remember being like, if you wouldn't have thrown a fit, you would have got a stop. But you were throwing a fit about Mike's mistake, compounding it. And to me, this is almost Murray in a nutshell in how I view his relationship to Mike. I've never heard anything about those guys or this or that.
Just watching them.
But just watching them, I feel like, Mike's a good player who doesn't have all of the feel for the game that Murray and Jokic do. But he has this enormous amount of talent. And it almost feels sometimes like Murray is so frustrated by that or doesn't like it that he's not helping. Help Mike out, man.
Yeah.
That's your team. And he's, by the way, a great weapon. He's not a perfect weapon, but he's a great weapon. And I almost feel that tonight, that one play stood out to me so much. All right, let's take our last break because we have Harrison Wynn live from the arena. And then we can end this cursed show.
I blame Harrison.
What if Wynn brings us just the best post-game hit ever? He's got tons of energy,
man, let's
a lot
pray for
of
that.
juice.
He's like, guys,
Every
the
quote was
NBA,
amazing.
they reversed the score of this game. The Nuggets won.
Oh, let's hope for that.
Okay. Sorry, I got confused.
Bet365.
Thank you. It's never ordinary at Bet365. The ad reads are. They're the same. It's in a sheet.
Pretty ordinary.
You'd think I'd be ready to go. Bet365 is never ordinary. And when you sign up, Bet365's app, you can choose between two offers, a first bet safety net of $1,000 or bet $5, get $150 when you sign up with code DNVR365. Now, why should you bet with Bet365? Well, for starters, you can roll with DNVR. We'll have some select bets boosted and broadcast on your app. If you see the Nucks mascot on your phone, that's us. Ride with us at DNVR. And also note, if you're hanging out on the pregame show, Dev hands out winners. But please do gamble responsibly and at your own discretion. We have our very own custom bets. I already told you that part. Just kidding. Disclaimer, you have to be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And let's finish this up, gentlemen, with Breckenridge Brewery. We love our Breck brews here at DNVR. They've got the Avalanche Amber Ale, the Mile High City, the Broncos Country Pale Ale, the Funslinger, Good Company Hard Seltzers. So many delicious brews for you to try. If you haven't tried them, come to the DNVR Bar in the corner of York and Colfax. We've got them either on a can or in draft. And if you want one in your own home, in your own fridge, check out the Breck Beer Locator at breckbrew.com. Tell it what you want. It'll tell you where to go.
All right, now let's welcome in from Ball Arena none other than Harrison Wind.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you enjoy that game as much as we did? Not at all.
I did not enjoy tonight at all. I'm dreading the drive home in the snow. The comeback was fun.
Yeah, that was a good little part.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Even though it never really felt like the Nuggets were going to make it all the way back. It was a weird night in a lot of different respects. There was a weird energy, a low energy in the arena, and a weird energy post-game too.
Well, okay, well, what was the energy post-game? This is interesting.
I mean, something happened tonight, and I don't know if there's anything to it, but something happened tonight that I've never seen happen before in my time covering the team. And that was that Michael Malone came to the podium after a player did.
What?
Michael Malone's always the first one to address the team post. Always.
Was the player
He's
early
never not
or was
been.
Malone late?
Malone was late. Malone was taking a long time to come to the podium, and I even wrote down in my notes, my first post-game note, Malone's taking forever to come to the podium. Then all of a sudden, Jamal Murray comes out and addresses the reporters there. So I don't know if it was just, look, I mean, Jamal did get a head start on everybody. Maybe he showered, maybe he dressed,
Right.
maybe he was ready to go. But Malone also took way longer than usual. Even by the time he came out, it was, 15 minutes after the game ended.
Okay, that is a very interesting note. Was it clarified at all?
No, I haven't really gotten any clarification. It was just weird, though, because it was something I've never seen before.
But nobody asked. Nobody said, like, hey, you're a little late coming out. Because Malone is a metronome. Like, he is on time for everything, like military grade, so that was really interesting.
Totally. I mean, pregame, 5:15, Malone is at the podium.
Boom.
He's walking up the steps as the clock ticks to 5:15. So, like, maybe this happens, on other teams, but I've never seen that happen with the Nuggets under Michael Malone. So, just an interesting post-game detail. Michael Malone, after this game, just cited the low energy that the Nuggets played with. He said, we had low energy. There was low energy in the arena. And he said we've had one quarter in these last few games that's just doomed us. Usually it's been the second quarter. The Nuggets have the worst point differential in second quarters this season, or the worst defense in second quarters this season, I'm sorry. But tonight it was obviously the third quarter. But then he kind of commended the group that was out there after the game. He said, look, we made it a ball game. We shifted our energy in the fourth. He liked their fight. He liked their compete. He said he fully supported Jamal Murray getting tossed. He stood behind Jamal. He said, look, he got thrown out because he was cutting through the lane on that play and was getting choked. But that causes frustration. I think that's what happened with that. And then the most interesting quotes from Michael Malone came when he was asked about Nikola Jokic. Malone said, a lot's being asked of him every night, but he did like how he and Jamal never quit. He said, that's what I love about those guys. But then Malone said, I've got to find ways to get Nikola some rest, lessen his burden, but knowing him, he's not going to want that. And then the second notable quote I thought from Malone tonight, he said, these are the times when we have to stick together. My job as the head coach and leader of this team is to keep this group together.
Yeah. Man, that's like a quote you say if you worry about that. Like, I wasn't worried about that till you said it.
I'm not worried about anything. It's just this sucks. They just got to get through this, man.
Yeah. And so we spoke to Jamal Murray, of course. Like I said, he came to the podium first. He was asked about the ejection. He said, guys, it's all on camera. The whole game's being recorded. You can go back and watch. That's really all he had to say about that. And then Jamal kind of defended Nikola Jokic when he was asked about another off shooting night from him. He said, look, it doesn't matter. He said, I hate when people keep saying that, keep saying he's playing bad. He had a triple-double the other night. He's doing everything we can. We've just got to play better and pick him up.
Okay.
And then
That's
Jamal
good.
also said that he liked how Michael Malone left the starters in or most of the starters in and tried for the win. He liked that they just didn't fold.
I mean, I kind of like it too, even though it was weird. But it made for. I mean, they showed some fight.
Yeah. And Nikola spoke as well in the locker room. He didn't really have anything super notable to say. One thing that did stand out was he was asked about Houston playing physical. He just said, I think every team is playing physical. So
Did he say anything about how he feels in a slump?
No. All he really said was, I just miss shots I usually make. That's really all he said.
All right. Well, a slump's a slump, I guess. Wind, any final thoughts?
I mean, on the topic of Nikola, I think he's a little banged up for sure. I think he's playing through some injuries, definitely. I mean, that's just my kind of read watching him and kind of looking at the situation. He's not on the injury report, but he looks a little banged up to me.
All right. Well, drive home safe. Snowy out there. Be careful. Enjoy your weekend. And then Monday, we'll do it all again.
Blame Wind.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I saw him,
I know,
like,
dude.
yeah,
He's like super. He's
There's
a little
no
too
chance
smug.
he's hearing this right now.
yeah,
so
he's
this
not
is
gonna
a
hear
good
this.
time to let
But he
it
might
rip.
go back and listen to it later.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some super chats here. What do we got, Kale? 9.
Oh, the
Nikola
ultimate
Nuggets.
sicko chat.
What is wrong with Jokic's body? Nothing else. I'm not sure I understand.
What's wrong with his body? Well, Wynn suggests maybe he's a little banged up. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, guys are banged up throughout the course of the season. You know, that's just how it is. It's a long
He's
season.
been wearing a back brace. He has had wrist problems. People are wondering about the wrist. I don't know.
No. We
So
don't
again,
know.
let's talk about Jokic's physical health damaging his shot. I mean, look, man, the wrist was present when he went on like one of the greatest 3-year runs in NBA history. So
Yeah,
I just
I don't
don't.
know. Yeah.
I don't know if we can do that every time it's a bad night.
I mean, like again, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, but I don't. THTR 201. Rodney Mott's favorite musician is Stevie Wonder, which is funny because he reffed that game as well as Stevie Wonder sees. And then he
We should have put the refs
hang
on the blame
hang
game.
on.
Hold on. What does he mean by that?
Poorly.
Oh, poorly.
yeah, he
okay.
explained the joke.
Okay. Yeah.
We should have put the refs on the blame game
Yeah, we should have.
just for the enjoyment factor.
Right.
Yeah.
Valon there over MPJ. Diz, goddamn Heat, goddamn Nuggets, goddamn microwave.
That's all we have anymore.
Thank you,
is
Diz.
all we have.
Thank
a
you so
slightly
much.
modified bit.
Are you even a Nuggets fan?
I don't know. We don't know.
THTR
I think he's more of a
201.
chicken nuggets fan.
He says, honestly, this loss falls mainly on Will Barton.
I couldn't
Dude,
agree
that's
anymore.
actually true.
Well,
That's a great. It's actually a great.
it's because he got the bag while we were hanging the banners,
You
dude.
could just
Oh,
imagine
man.
what they would have said about him in this
Oh
one.
my god, dude.
He's like 4 of 7. They're like, he shouldn't have shot.
Jokic channeled his inner Barton tonight.
Oh, I hate all of you. Donnie, the starters looked solid with Holiday at the 3 and MPJ at the 4. The elephant in the room is not Jokic. We did talk about that.
Well,
But
I mean,
also,
we
man,
did talk. I mean, if they won a title with
They
Aaron Gordon,
figured
there,
this
it's like-
unit out in the past. Like, I think it's just
Aaron Gordon's playing bad, but
He is
you're
playing
right,
bad.
You're right.
this can fix itself. Vlad Panic. All the Nuggets suck except you guys. I'd rather listen to
Hell
D-Line.
yeah.
I'd rather listen to D-Line talk about his root canal treatment instead of this game and the Nuggets.
I'll do it. So I
I'm
was
tired of hearing about it.
Don't encourage him.
I enjoy like just imagining there's a Nuggets player watching this and being like, those guys like them more than us.
Yeah, I feel the same way. That's stupid.
You should like Jokic more than us. Just in a slump.
Jamal's like, a lot of root canal talk, guys.
Yeah, like a little much. Yeah, no, it was yesterday.
Brody, 1-3 against Houston wasn't on my bingo card.
So lame, man.
I
So
wonder
lame.
what was on his bingo card.
Yeah.
That's a great. Everyone always has that expression, but
Yeah,
what was?
But it means nothing.
It's just Jordan for 2069.
Oh,
nice.
hell yeah, dude.
A more SFW super chat. The whistle for the defending champs makes me very, very sad.
It's true.
It's going to make the championship that much sweeter, you guys.
It did last year.
All of this just makes the championship
Do you guys
sweeter. I will
remember
say,
when
yeah, we're never going to get our 73-win season. I'm going to go ahead and say I
Man,
don't think we
that
ever
is
get
not
that.
Do
happening.
you guys remember this time last year when the Nuggets couldn't get a stop to save their lives and we were worried that they'd
Yeah, then
make it
they-
out of the second round?
Yeah.
Freddie, DNVR Losers Lounges always make me feel better in the
Hell
end.
yeah, that's the goal.
We will be just fine. This title run is going to be completely different from last year.
Love that, Freddie.
I
Love
love
that.
hearing that too. It made me feel better.
Yeah, thanks, Freddie.
I'm still sad.
It's all right, Eric.
Yeah, but better.
No.
Is that it?
All right, hit
Thank
that
you
outro
so much.
music.
Sad,
Hit
dude.
that outro music. Guys, what is our motto on this show?
We suffer together.
We'll do it live.
We suffer together.
Oh.
I
You
thought
know
it
what?
was going to change to "We are the champions," but nope.
Nope, we suffer together, man.
Got a
We're
lot of
suffer
mottos.
Tonight was one that I'm glad I didn't suffer alone. I'm glad that I got to be here blaming all of the Nuggets and one by one.
I'm telling you, I watched the last game by myself, and it was the same.
Really? Well, not for me. I love doing this with you guys.
I love
And
doing
all
this
of you
show
guys
with
there at home with us watching. We
You're
do
out
get
of
the
your
weekend
minds.
off, though. I am excited to have the weekend off, so I'm going to enjoy
Oh, shout out Juan Hernandez. Got a root canal done today.
it. Really? We have
Let's
one more
go,
super
dude.
chat, Kel? You got
No,
movies?
No,
No,
just-
Eric's just excited about the
Just
chat.
wanted to tell us.
Dueling root canals. All right, we're off for the weekend, but Monday the Nuggets are in Atlanta. Surely they'll get their win in Atlanta. We'll see how that goes. Hit
Oh
that
my
like button
God,
first
dude.
on the way out.
Please, God, give
We'll
us
see.
Jokic again.
We all silly like the mayor.